Hey everybody, Alec here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to apply to jobs on Upwork so you can get jobs and start making money on the platform. So the first thing we want to do if we want to apply to jobs is to find jobs. There's a few ways that we can find jobs on Upwork. My favorite, absolute favorite way to find jobs on Upwork is to just look at the jobs that Upwork recommends to us. So you can see jobs recommended to you by looking at your homepage. This is your homepage. This is the page that you see when you log into Upwork. You're going to see at the bottom here is there this text that says jobs you might like. Below it, you're going to see there's a couple of jobs that are going to be recommending. But before we look at that, I'm just going to show you, in case that you don't know where to find this page and you're lost somewhere else on the website, all you got to do is just click on the Upwork logo at the top left of the page, and it's going to take you back to this page. If you're ever lost, this is how you find it. So here, as you can see, there is this text that says job you might like. What you might not notice is that there's this menu here where you have the option between best matches, most recent, and saved jobs. So saved jobs is more of an advanced feature, but for most people, you want to use best matches and most recent. So best matches is jobs that Upwork feels are good jobs for the experience level that you've written when you created your profile, and also for the skills that you have. For example, if you say that you are good at Facebook, at social media marketing, and whatever other skills that you put on your profile, well, they're going to recommend jobs based on that. And they're going to recommend jobs that they feel would be good for you. But I really prefer most recent rather than best matches, because although the quality of the jobs tend to be less good than when you click on best matches, what happens is that clients oftentimes, if you apply to jobs right after they came out, you have a chance that the client is still on the platform, and maybe the client is going to give you the job right away. And at that point, there's a lot less competition than if you apply to jobs that have been there for a couple of days. So the chance that you get the job is much better in most recent, especially if you manage to apply to jobs within 1 hour after they came out. So that's just one tip for you. So whichever one you prefer, you can click on that option, and you can just scroll down and look at all the other options. It works a lot like, a Facebook feed or YouTube feed. Like, you can just keep scrolling and looking at the option that you've given, and if you feel like some of the options are a perfect match for you, you can just click on them, and it's going to open this sort of pop-up menu. And then you're going to see, you can read more about the job. You can see like with the description, you can see how much the client wants to pay for it, what kind of level of experience they're looking for. And then, they tell you more about the job, and at the right here, really important, is information about the client. So you can see if the client is getting good reviews, like how much they spent on the platform. So you can see if the client is serious or not, and if there's a good chance that they will actually give this job to someone instead of just ignoring everyone and decide that they don't want to use Upwork. So, some clients just create an account and they start creating job posting, but then they realize they don't want to use Upwork, and it's frustrating for people who spend time applying to these jobs for nothing. So I recommend just focusing on clients who have a good score and also who have spent a lot of money on Upwork, because the good score is important so that that the client is a real client, they're going to be respectful and that sort of thing. So before we apply to the job, you can see there's the apply now button. I'm going to show you another way to find jobs that you can apply to, and that's by using the search bar at the top of this page here. This search bar is something that you can find on every page on Upwork. So you can click on it. There's a lot of options that you can trigger to get the right type of search. As you can see, right beside the box where you can write your text, there is this sort of button in light gray here that you can click on, and it's going to open this drop down menu that allows us to search for different things, because Upwork has a search engine that allows us to search for jobs, for talent, and for projects. So just make sure, if it's on talent, you will not find jobs. If it's on projects, you will not find jobs. So just make sure it's on jobs. So here it's on jobs. Let's say you are a web developer. So let's say you're going to write web developer. Or maybe, you want to do a specific type of jobs in web development. So maybe you want to work on practicing your CSS skills. You can write CSS. Or if you are a salesman, you can write sales. You can write whatever type of job that you're interested in. So let's just say like general web development. Let's say I want to do some web development, but I don't really care what type of web development. I can just write web developer. So then they're going to give us a list of jobs that fit the words that I've written in my search. But really important is to use the menu at the left here that gives us option that allows us to filter these jobs, because Upwork is such a big marketplace. We can find thousands and thousands of jobs, and we can use the menu at the left here to filter this out. So for example, let's say you're an entry-level developer. You can click on entry-level here, and you can decide here what kind of payment you want, whether it's hourly payment, which means that you don't know how many hours you're going to spend on the job, but for every hour that you work, you're going to get paid an amount of money per hour. This is the standard way that most normal jobs work in Canada and in many countries. But there's also the fixed priced option where you can say, hey, we don't know how many hours it's going to take, but I want to get paid $5,000 for the old project, or whatever pricing that you prefer. I personally prefer doing fixed price. So I'm going to click on fixed price. And let's say I want to do projects that are between $500 and $1,000. So, and you can filter with different options. But here, Upwork says that right now there are 22 jobs available at this price range for this level of experience. So, I can look at all of them and find maybe 4 or 5 that I feel would be good for me, and just give my proposal to them, apply to these jobs, and maybe check back in a couple of weeks to see more new jobs that might have come out. So let's say, this job is one that I like, and maybe I'm going to click on it. And as you can see, it opens up the same drop-down menu as earlier. Sorry, not drop-down, pop-up menu as earlier. So once you've looked at that job, you see, hey, it looked good, and based on all the extra information that they've given me here, I feel like this is still a good job for me. If you feel like that, you can click on apply now at the top right. So if you click on that, it's going to take you to this page. It's the same page it's going to take you no matter which method that you use for finding your jobs to apply to. Once you click the apply button, it's going to take you to this same page. So here, first thing they're going to tell us is how many connects it costs to send the proposal. So connects are Upwork's premium currency. So what they're saying is I need to pay a certain amount of premium currency to be able to apply to that job. It's a bit annoying. Once in a while, Upwork was completely free, but nowadays it's a paid platform, unfortunately. There's still ways to find jobs for free, but, applying to jobs, you have to pay for it. But thankfully, connects are very cheap. So, you have to pay for it, but it's still very cheap. So here, job details, these are all the details that we've seen earlier in the pop-up menu, but if you want to read them again, you can absolutely do that. So at the bottom here, you can see terms. Here I'm going to set the pricing that I want to set for this job. Later on, I'm going to show you how to do apply to a job on an hourly project. This is a fixed price project, but later on I'm going to show you how to apply to hourly project. Everything is going to be the exact same except for the pricing. So here, for example, this is a fixed price project, and then you're going to figure out like how much you want to get paid for that job. You look at the description, you think about how many hours it's going to take you, you think about how much you want to get paid. Let's say I look at that job and I'm like, hey, maybe I could do it for 40 hours, and but normally I would charge maybe $700 for 40 hours, but I really don't want to do that job. So let me put it like $900, so that if the client says yes, I'm going to be happy because I'm going to get paid more than normally, but if they say no, I don't care because I didn't want to do that job anyway. That's how I deal with jobs I don't want to do. I just charge more. And if they say yes, I'm happy. If they say no, I'm happy. That's just how I do it. Other people have other ways of doing it. Some people just decide to ignore jobs they don't like. But I feel like this is just a way to make more money and just be happier no matter what. So this is how I do it. So let's say I say 900, and this is how much I receive after the fees. So because Upwork takes 10% of the money in exchange for giving you the opportunity to find clients on the platform. So next they're going to ask us like, how much do we think the project is going to take? Let's say I believe I can do it for $900 between 3 and 6 months. And then they're going to ask us to write a cover letter. So cover letter is one of the most important parts of your job application. For now, I'm going to just click cancel here because I'm going to start by just showing you how to do a proposal for a job that is hourly instead of fixed price, just to show you, what it looks like. And also, I'm going to show you for jobs that have milestone payments. Let me just click on one, click on apply. I'm going to start by just showing you for a milestone payment because it's a little bit more complicated, and then I'm going to show you for hourly. So here again, you have this job. This job does not allow us for milestone. That's annoying. Maybe I'm going to have to dig for one. But I'm just going to open a couple of ones, and hopefully we're going to find at least one or two that allow us to do milestone payments so that I can just show you how it works. Milestone payments are basically working kind of like fixed price, but the difference is that it's like doing fixed price for parts of the project. So you say, hey, this project is going to be done in maybe like X number of parts. So maybe like you do a project in 3 parts, and you say, hey, you pay me $200 for the first part of the project, $400 for the second part, $300 for the last part. Very simple. This one you can be paid by milestone. Okay, so here in terms, they ask us how we want to get paid. So I can get paid by project, or I can get paid by milestone. Whichever terms that are available is determined by what the client chooses when they create the job post. Some clients do not allow us to offer milestones. Some clients do not allow us to offer hourly payments. Some clients do not offer us the option to do by project. So, sometimes, some people prefer doing hourly. Sometimes some people do by project, but sometimes clients don't allow us to do our preferred method. So sometimes we have to use the other method. So, for here, I clicked on by milestone. So let's say I'm going to do a project in like 3 parts. Okay, so let's say part 1 is I create sketches. And let's say second part is going to called I code the website. And let's say part 3 is I put the website, or whatever project you have, you're gonna have your names for your milestones. For sales, for web development, for logo creation, you're gonna have different steps. So let's say I believe I can finish the sketches by October 31st. Let's say the second milestone by March next year, and let's say the last milestone by May next year. So here I want to get paid like 200 for the first, let's say 340 for the second, let's say like 800 for the last one. It's ridiculous to ask 800 for just putting the website online, but this is just an example to show you how it can work. So here I've included all my milestone, and Upwork calculates here how much they're going to keep with their fee, and that is the total amount of money that I would get paid after the whole project is done. Getting paid by milestone is pretty cool because it allows us to get paid progressively. For example, if we do by project and get just one payment for the whole project, well, it can take months for the project to be finished, and in these months maybe you're not going to get paid. But if you do by milestone, it allows you to get paid a certain amount of money after a couple of weeks, a certain amount of money after a couple of weeks, and it can be easier on your financial situation for people who are more tight on money. So I'm going to show you next for a job that is actually hourly payment. So let me close all these pages because it's completely unnecessary now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going I'm just going to search for jobs in web development again. Let's search for web developer. And now what I'm going to click on is hourly and job type. So here we're going to have a lot of options of jobs that offer us to pay hourly. So let's just click on this one. For example, let's say I looked at it. It looks like a job that I like. I'm going to click on apply now once more. So here at the bottom, at the middle of the page, actually, instead of allowing us to offer terms for a fixed price job, now they're asking us like, what's the hourly rate that we want? So let's say I just want to get paid like $30 an hour. I'm going to write 30, and Upwork says that I'm going to actually receive 27 because they keep their fee. And that's pretty much all you got to do. And then you can schedule a rate increase if you want to do a long-term project with a client. So for example, hey, I want to get paid with a raise every 3 months, and I want to get a raise of like 15% every 3 months. So, that's one of the options you have. You can choose your percentage. So let's say I want to do 13%. You can write 13 here, and very simple. So whichever terms that you've set up, depending on what the client allows you in the job, the next step is always to write a cover letter. Now, cover letter is one of the most important things to be able to get jobs. This is where you're going to stand out. This is the first thing that clients are going to see once you apply to their jobs. And your cover letter, most people are really bad and give a really bad first impression in cover letters because they write cover letters that looks like they're just copied and pasted text that they send to everyone, and it makes the clients believe that they've actually not even read the job, and it makes you look really unprofessional. And other people don't really know what to write in their cover letter, and they write things that are not what the client are looking for, and it also makes you look unprofessional. And that's really bad because that's your first impression that you give, and professionalism is part of how valuable you look, like your perceived value. And value is how much people are willing to pay for something, or how much people believe something is worth. And if you make a bad cover letter, you make yourself look like you're not worth a lot of money, which is bad because it means that less clients are going to be willing to pay you the amount of money that you want. This is one of your main selling tools, your cover letter. And if you want to know how to write a really good cover letter step by step, I'm going to show you like a really basic overview in this video, but you should absolutely look at my step-by-step guide on how to write a good proposal. I'm going to put a link to it in the description. If you want to write proposals that stand out, and if you're tired of just applying to a lot of jobs and just getting ignored all the time, you should absolutely invest a bit of your time into learning how to write good proposal cover letters, because that's actually, in my opinion, beside building a good profile, the number one thing that you can do to get more replies to your job application. So first thing you want is to make the client know that you are different from the group of people that are just not reading the job posts and are just copying and pasting their cover letter, the people that are basically ignored all the time by clients, because clients can notice when you're just copy and pasting things. They can notice. So first thing, you want to write something that's related to the job posting. So for example, you want to read the job details to figure out like what the client is actually looking for. So here, you read it and you just comment on one of the things that they've said and just say that you can provide that. So for example, they say they need someone who can ensure seamless API integration with TikTok. You can start by saying, hey, I noticed that you are looking for a person who, I noticed that you are looking for someone who has experience with API integration on TikTok. You just reiterate what they said, and this makes them notice that you haven't actually read the job post. And then you say, which would be perfect for me because I have done that dozens of time for my previous clients, or whatever would be relevant and truthful for whatever you've done. Next, once you've done one sentence like this that just demonstrates that you have read the job posting and that you believe that you are a right fit for one of the requirements that the client has given you, you can just start by demonstrating your value. And the best, easiest way is just to say, I've worked on similar projects in the past, so I would be very comfortable doing this for you. Here are some examples of my past work. And then you just include links to portfolio items on your Upwork profile. If you don't have work experience that you can showcase to your clients, you can also demonstrate your skill by offering some recommendations to the client. For example, you can say, let's say it was a website building. You could say things like, hey, I noticed that you're looking for a online store. Imagine that's what the client was looking for. You can say, hey, I looked at your product and I believe that this sort of landing page would actually be the best type of landing page because it will allow us to showcase your products very well. And that's actually like what Adidas is doing, like one of your biggest competitors. And it's actually really good for making their brand look valuable. It would be good for your brand for X reason. You know, you demonstrate that you know what you're talking about by offering some advice on how the project should be done or other things that the client should be doing with their current website or their current social media or whatever you help with, to demonstrate that you know what you're talking about and you can provide value. And then once you've done that sentence or that set of sentences, if you do it in many sentences, you just end with something very simple, saying something like, hey, let me know when you'd be available to discuss this over a call, or, you know, just a simple sentence that just tells them, do this so we can move further in this business relationship and turn this into a sale, basically. So then you can include links to your GitHub profile or your website. And at the end, you know, you can add attachments. Why would you add attachments? Well, mostly it's when clients ask for attachments. For example, maybe they ask you to send a Word document or something. You can upload it here by clicking upload. And then you can boost your proposal and appear higher in the list of proposals by paying money. Yeah, Upwork has become a little bit too pay to win, but that's how it is. If you don't want to do that, you can just click on send for 12 connects, or you can set a bid to make your proposals appear higher. For example, here we can see first place is 14 connects. If I do 16 connects, I'm going to be first place. Or, you know, I don't really like doing that, so let's just enter nothing and just click send for 12 connects. I'm not going to do that because, you know, I just sent a fake proposal just to show you how it's done. Written, actually, I haven't sent it. But, you know, you would have to just click on send instead of cancel. And that's how you apply to jobs on Upwork. I hope you found this video valuable, and I hope it answered all your questions. If it didn't, you can ask me your questions in the comments. And please subscribe for encouraging me to do more videos like this. And hit the like button, and I'll see you in my next videos. Take care.